Let's just be real for a second about what it's like to be an adult these days. It's not the big dramatic things that get you, it's the 100 tiny invisible tasks, right? That never-ending to-do list and that constant low-level hum of anxiety from all the things you know you should be doing. Honestly, it can feel like you're drowning in it.
So does that feeling hit a little too close to home? You know, that sinking dread when you remember the mountain of unanswered emails, the bills you need to pay, or, yeah, that dentist appointment you've been putting off for, well, let's just say a while.
If you're sitting there nodding along, I promise you, you are so not alone. But what if the solution wasn't just to, try harder all by yourself? Turns out there's this fascinating social trend popping up that takes all that private stress and turns it into a shared and surprisingly productive activity. So, what are we talking about here? It's called admin night, and it's all built around this simple but really powerful idea: parallel productivity. Okay, so what is it exactly? Picture this. You and a few friends are hanging out on a couch. Laptops open. Somebody's ordered takeout. Someone else lights a candle. And then, kind of quietly, the work begins. It's basically a social gathering, but with a very, very practical purpose.
The whole idea really hinges on this phrase, parallel productivity. This isn't a party, not in the traditional sense. It's all about being productive, but doing it together. You're all working alongside each other, sharing a space and a common goal, but you're each focused on your own individual tasks.
And what kind of tasks are we talking about? Oh, all that glorious invisible labor of being a grown-up. Finally canceling that streaming service you haven't used in 6 months, tackling that monster inbox, dusting off your resume, or trying to make sense of some complicated insurance forms. It's all the stuff that feels completely paralyzing when you have to face it alone.
So why is this catching on right now? I mean, really taking off. It's about so much more than just ticking boxes on a to-do list. There are some really powerful psychological, economic, and even cultural forces at play that make this whole idea so appealing.
The first big reason this actually works comes down to a psychological principle, and it's called body doubling.
This concept is just fascinating. It's the idea that simply having another person in the room with you, even if they're just quietly doing their own thing, can make it way easier for you to start and stick with a task. It's like this gentle, unspoken accountability. You don't need them to give you advice. You just need their calm, focused energy to help lower that mental hurdle to just getting started.
Okay, next up, there's a really clear economic reason for this. Admin nights are part of a bigger shift toward what you might call quieter socializing.
I mean, let's be real. Going out is expensive. With the cost of everything going up and just a general feeling of burnout, a lot of people are searching for social options that are, more affordable and way less draining. Admin night fits that perfectly. There are no reservations to make, no cover charges, no pressure to perform, just good company and that shared goal of getting your life a little bit more organized.
And finally, if you look at it on a cultural level, you can actually see admin night as a kind of gentle rebellion.
Yeah, what's really important here is how this trend quietly pushes back against that relentless grind culture. This isn't about optimizing every single second of your day. The whole vibe is cozy. Think candles and tea, not timers and energy drinks. It shifts the focus away from harsh self-discipline and more towards shared responsibility. And it normalizes the idea that, hey, maybe struggling with all this adult stuff isn't a personal failure, but a really common structural challenge. Okay, so maybe you're intrigued by all this. You're thinking, I could use one of those. So how do you actually host one yourself? Let's just break down a super simple guide to running your very first admin night. Honestly, it's really easy to organize. First, you gotta set the vibe. Think cozy, not corporate. Light some candles, put on some chill music, order some easy takeout. Done. Second, manage the tasks. Ask everyone to show up with a short, achievable list, maybe like 3 to 5 things they've been avoiding. Third, give it some structure. Try using a timer for focused work sprints. Say 30 minutes on, then a 10-minute break to just chat and decompress. And finally, and this is the most important part, celebrate the wins. When your friend finally makes that dreaded phone call, you cheer for them. That positive reinforcement is what makes the whole thing work.
But is this trend all positive? It's worth zooming out and looking at the bigger picture here. Some people see admin night as this brilliant evolution of friendship, while others kind of see it as a warning sign about the state of modern life.
And you can really see the two sides of the coin here, can't you? On one hand, it's this fantastic way to fight loneliness, build a real support system, and turn these isolating chores into a reason for connection. But
the critical view asks a much tougher question. Have our administrative burdens gotten so heavy that they're now literally colonizing our friendships and our free time? Is this a sign that we feel like we have to be productive even when we're trying to rest?
This viral comment really just captures the heart of that critique, doesn't it? Our grandmothers gathered to play bridge, and we gather to pay bills. The future is bleak. Wow. It's a powerful statement that really makes you stop and think about how we spend our precious social time.
Ultimately, though, maybe the most balanced way to look at it is this. Admin night is simply friendship evolving. It's a practical, humane, and let's face it, deeply relatable response to the specific pressures of life right now.
Which kind of leaves us with one last question to chew on. Is this trend the creative future of connection in a super complex world? Or is it more of a symptom of a deeper problem? A sign that we desperately need to figure out how to reclaim our lives from the endless demands of admin? Something to think about.